Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Dr. Q, your friendly neighborhood veterinarian and animal trainer, here to show you another session live from the Rescue Ranch. And the question that we're going to be answering today is, what is positive reinforcement? I talk about it all the time. Anybody who follows me knows that to be the case. Yet, I hear a lot of people say, well, what is positive reinforcement, or R+? So R+ is actually what you're witnessing right now. And that is working with your animals in a way so that they have a choice on whether or not they can participate in the training session or not. So you try to make it really fun and exciting for them so that they want to join in the session. And so again, you're going to see right here, this young, just about to turn 2-year-old. By the way, we are having her birthday party on March 30th, 2025. If you are in the neighborhood, please come on by so that you can watch her and her sister demolish a carrot cake. Look at this other horse, that's Sugar in the background. She really would like to get in here and join this training session. And so that's really the difference between positive reinforcement. You're never going to have to catch your horse again if you use positive reinforcement, because they are always going to be eager to catch you because they enjoy working with you so much. So again, what is R+? Well, it technically means adding something to the animal's life that they enjoy. That's literally what R+ means, is just adding something that is a reinforcer. This is positive reinforcement. This is a lot of love, a lot of laughter, a lot of joy, and asking your horse to do things without forcing them to do it at all, which is basically leading them around with your body language, with your intention, with your love. That is what positive reinforcement is all about. I'd like to tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm Dr. Gina Queston. I'm a veterinarian. I run the nation's premier positive reinforcement animal sanctuary called the ResqRanch. And that's where we are right now. And here we have cute little Chili Billy. And she is an almost 2-year-old Mustang that we adopted from the Horse Expo just about this time last year. And so she came to us pretty much untouched, wild little horse. We weren't really going to the Horse Expo planning on getting more horses, but it happened to be the same weekend as a giant snowstorm, and very, very few people showed up for this event. And so Chili there and her counterpart, Natalia, good job, good girl, excellent. So this is how you can start a new horse with trailer loading, a young horse, or restart a sour horse with trailer loading by only using positive reinforcement. So again, who am I? I'm Dr. Gina Queston. I'm a veterinarian with over 20 years of experience working with horses in the veterinary field alone, not to take into account the several years of working with horses at racetracks and even in other countries like Dubai, where I worked with racehorses and show horses and all kinds of other horses in many different capacities. But because of an accident that happened to me in 2003, where it was a horse accident, I almost actually lost my leg, I was introduced to something completely life-changing, which is a dolphin training manual. And that dolphin training manual helped me understand what R+ is, or positive reinforcement, and it completely transformed not only my entire life, but the relationship I had with all of my animals, how I advised my clients, what I told them on what to do, and I started seeing immediate, amazing results. And so since 2003, I have helped literally hundreds of horse and pet owners just like you to have amazing, fast, easy results with any kind of behavior problem with their horse, dog, cat, or even if you want to train your fish how to play basketball. That's certainly something that we can do if that's something you're interested in doing. But first of all, let's talk about what positive reinforcement is. Once again, it is also called R+, which is just a word that means adding a reinforcer, or something that is pleasant to the animal and makes them want to do the thing again. And so drop down in the comments right now if you know how many different ways there are to train horses, or how to train any animal for that way. It's a trick question. I'm going to give you a moment to think about it. Okay, there are, I'm only going to talk about that in another video. You'll have to subscribe and tune in, and I'll answer that for you, because there is a very easy answer, and I'll give you a hint. It's less than 10, okay? I'll give you that. There's literally less than 10 ways to train any animal to do absolutely anything. But what is not in question in any way, shape, or form is what is the best way to do it. And it doesn't matter if you're trying out for the Olympics or just want to pet your horse or pick their feet or anything in between. Excellent. Ride your horse bareback. Break your 2-year-old wild Mustang. No matter what you want to do, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, no matter if your horse is old or young or abused, every horse will benefit the most from positive reinforcement training. And all that means is, again, she has a choice. So notice we didn't go get a lead rope. and demand that she come over here. We also didn't get a bucket of grain and demand that she come over here. That's a huge misconception about positive reinforcement, is that it's just a whole bunch of feeding your horses, because it's actually not. With a young horse like this, we might use a little bit more food because she's still learning the language of positive reinforcement. So here's what you want to do. You want to think about it as kind of like a language, kind of like the Rosetta Stone.
Are you happy? Oh, you're going to pretty.
Oh, look how pretty you are. Oh my goodness. She is so pretty. Good girl. Okay, so in my other videos, I talk about how to ride a horse naked, and this is exactly how you do it using positive reinforcement. So you're always going to start with grooming the horse, combing out their mane and tail, picking all 4 feet. Those are all very important things to accomplish before you get on them. And then during that time, while you're doing those things, you're going to want to do lots of opportunities to earn rewards and have fun. And again, my apologies, we have construction going on in the background, but hey, that's real life, right? In real life, sometimes for our training sessions, we have construction going on in the background. Okay. Very nice. Mix it up. Good. Okay, so what is positive reinforcement? It is letting the animal have a choice. As you can see, there's no halter, no lead rope. Well, there was a halter earlier, but we weren't leading her with it. So she, again, has the option to go down there to the round pen and the horse trailer where we were working only a few minutes ago. But she just kind of wants to be wherever we are, because that's where the snacks are and also where the fun is happening, right? So it's not just about food. It's about all these little scratches and love and attention and all those things as well. So with positive reinforcement, it's not just about food. It's also about love and attention and just making it fun for them in whatever way is fun for them. But it's not about just feeding them free food all the time. And it's also not about allowing them to run over you or bully you or anything like that. That's another really super often confused concept with positive reinforcement, is that you just let the horse do whatever they want whenever they want, and even if it's like bully you or push you to try to get food, things like that. And so that is not positive reinforcement at all. You don't encourage that. In fact, that's why we have so many fences around here, you guys. That's why we have fences, because we are the nation's premier positive reinforcement animal sanctuary, the ResqRanch, and what makes us that is the fact that we do have all of these corrals set up to make it really easy for us to move horses around without needing to lead them from one arena or working pen to another. So ideally, as we grow and expand, we like to have all of our facility be this way, where we have removable fences everywhere, so that we can have all kinds of configurations of fencing, whatever we need. Oh, so that is also something that can occur with positive reinforcement if your animal doesn't think that you are reinforcing them enough. And so when that happens, that's your clue that the session is over. And that's exactly what you do. You just leave them alone, okay? So nobody likes a bully. Nobody wants to hang out with somebody who is demanding treats or snacks, which is one of the reasons why we don't prefer working with animals with treats on us. I think it does increase the chances of something like that happening, like what you just saw. But that's okay. I mean, the main thing is she didn't yell. No, she didn't smack her. She didn't do anything like that. She just said, okay, end of session. Okay, so that's end of session. And maybe that's enough, because we've been working with her for a good 30, 40 minutes. So it could be also, as a young horse, she's just actually getting kind of tired of the game, and but look at her. So she's clearly not tired. She clearly really still wants to interact. But we're only going to work with her through what we call protected contact right now. Yes, and also you don't have any food on you anymore. So positive reinforcement is about using food, but only when they earn it, only when they deserve it. So a horse that is not a young horse like this, but an adult that's been trained with time in the methods of positive reinforcement, you could maybe do a whole 1 hour training session, and your only treat could be maybe like one little horse cookie at the end of that. And that actually would be plenty for a horse that really understands positive reinforcement and has been practicing it for a long time. And now, if you'll notice, this horse, she doesn't even care about the food anymore. She's not even trying to get food anymore. She is so enamored with having a little booty scratch that she does not care about anything else except that. Please, please don't stop messing with me. Please scratch my little booty. Yeah, she doesn't need cookies. She just wants attention any way she can get it. And in this case, she's getting it by getting a little hiney scratch, which is a good thing when you are interpreting your horse's behavior, to kind of be careful about that, because sometimes your horse will turn around to you because they're asking for a booty scratch, and sometimes people misconstrue that as that they're threatening you. You have to take the whole horse into consideration when you decide if a horse turning its booty to you is a threat or is it an ask. Here's another great example of positive reinforcement. These two are free to come and go as they would like. Trailer doors open, and we have the big thoroughbred mare who just put herself up in there. But we also have the two little fillies who are right here next to me. There they go, who are checking out what's going on with their friend. So that is something that you can always do too with positive reinforcement, is utilize other trained horses. But obviously we load up, girls. Good girls, load up. Can you squeeze in that door? So the funny thing about this is that notice we don't have lead ropes on them, and we're not trying to drag them in the horse trailer. They're trying to stuff themselves in the horse trailer. That is positive reinforcement. So if you don't want to struggle with getting your horse in the trailer anymore, then I highly suggest to you, I highly recommend positive reinforcement so that the horses have a choice to do the thing or not do the thing. And in this case, Chili said, heck yeah, I want my turn in the trailer. I'm going in there, man. I'm going in there. And not to be undone is her sister, who says, wait, I don't want to lose the party. Can I get in there too? So she's going to think about getting in there too. Good girl. Load up. Good girls. Load up. Okay, again, folks, these are two wild baby Mustangs, and sorry for the construction noise, but that we adopted about this time last year. They are just about to turn 2 years old. In fact, if you are in the neighborhood, please come by for their birthday party. Whoops, oh, everybody's gotten spooked. No big deal, though. No big deal. It's all right, ladies. I'm sorry you got scared. It's okay. Oh my gosh. Everybody breathe. I know, I do want to get back in there. So that, again, is a perfect example of positive reinforcement. Big scary thing, but now she's like, oh no, she's like, I want to pick up that mat. Oh, Matt, good girl. Thank you. Good girl. All right, so yeah, she's a little scared now, and that is totally fine. So, but if you take the time it takes less time. And also, I mean, I don't know about you, but I like things that just do themselves, right? So, like, all I have to do is stand here and hold this camera. And these horses were, just a couple of minutes ago, getting quite a bit of trailer loading practice without any effort at all. Okay, folks, so we are back after that little spooky incident that just happened where the girls came charging out of the horse trailer, kind of terrified because of all the construction noise, and they got spooked. So we did a couple of things to help make the situation safer by tying open both of the trailer doors this time, so we didn't have one that was half open and half closed. So we definitely fixed that. And now we're back here again, and we're going to have a little conversation with Natalia and see if we can get her to come back up in here. This time I'm not going to use food because, as you saw earlier, so again, this video is pretty much unedited from the perspective of we have a few mistakes and problems in here, like the construction noise going on, and horses spooking, and horses kicking even at people. But one thing I do want to point out is that with the kicking at people, and do apologize for our broken garage doors there in the background. We've got a lot of things to fix around here, folks. Down to the trailer here that needs to be fixed. Garage doors. We're doing a lot of construction around here still, so we super appreciate all your donations. Thank you so much for all of that. As we continue to build the Rescue Ranch into a world-class community center where we can have summer camps for kids as well as mental health professionals, do classwork in our classroom in our facility, only steps away from some of the most beautiful horses in the world, and at the same time have a great place that we can teach other people positive reinforcement horse training. So normally in my classes, if you come here and work one-on-one with me, we are not going to work with treats, okay? So first of all, take that, boom. So I know that's not what you saw, but sometimes, you know, teenagers don't really listen and don't want to follow directions. And so I would just suggest that if you want to really progress with positive reinforcement, that you follow the suggestions that I have in my horse training masterclass, because I can pretty much guarantee that those kinds of things like getting kicked at and not complying are going to be much, much, much less. You're going to be a lot safer if you actually follow the guidelines I have in my horse training masterclass on how to use R+ or positive reinforcement. So remember, there are only a couple of ways to train, less than 10. I said less than 10 ways to train animals, and there's only one that's been proven by over 100 years of science to be the number one best way to do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're riding the Olympics. I don't care if you've won 1 million national championships. If you are not aware, good girl, yeah, that is my girl. So how long did that take, folks? 2 minutes and 47 seconds to reload without a halter or lead rope with an empty grain pan. That is what proper positive reinforcement is about, and that is what no one but me can teach you as well as I can, and make it easy for you to understand what's going on. Good girl, I need to handle this right now, so give me just a moment. Okay, everybody, I just really wanted to stop what I was doing and go ahead and reward Natalia. Again, we are doing a lot of construction. Your donations at the ResqRanch are helping us build that gorgeous classroom back there, so we really appreciate that. And we are looking for more mental health professionals to partner with. I want to utilize our classroom for workshops and classes and be able to have these beautiful horses just a few steps away. So I did reward Natalia for coming up into the horse trailer, and I needed to stop filming at that moment and actually reward her because that was pretty great that she came in and did that after that little spooky session. And we have Blaze who's just munching on some hay because, again, around here we want to set them up for success, and one of the ways that we do that is we make sure that we have something fun for them to munch on and keep them entertained the whole time, so that if you check my 7-step pre-flight checklist, that's one of the things that's on there, is to make sure that you check all of these things off before you start any kind of training session. And one of those things is to make sure that your horse is not hungry. And so nobody can learn when they're hangry. And if you look way out there, we have Oliver who's trying to decide if he wants to load himself in the trailer as well. So let's head back there. And here we have one more example, positive reinforcement trailer loading. So we've shown you several examples with several different animals today. And so this is Oliver. He is a almost 20-year-old thoroughbred discard from the horse racing industry. Load up, Oliver. Good boy. Good boy, load up. Go ahead. So I'm going to show you how we're going to get him in this trailer without a halter or lead rope and just basically ask him to. R plus is setting things up in your training so that it's easy for the horse to make the right decision without, load up, Oliver, without force in any way whatsoever. So you are asking, not telling, even with horse whispering or natural horsemanship or any of the methods that are done by people that have made up their own method of horse training. So these are folks that just, read some books by some really well-known horsemen, or maybe took a bunch of lessons from really successful trainers and maybe took a lot of lessons and things like that. But still, you've got hundreds and hundreds of people out there that are giving you advice and doing things, but they are not telling you positive reinforcement, which is the only method you really should ever use for any horse as a veterinarian, as a scientist, as an actual certified professional animal trainer. See if we can lead our horse in this trailer instead of, I did ask him to load up, and I have done that with the fillies, and they aren't quite there yet. He is a little bit less so. Good boy, come on, load up. Good boy, load up. He goes, I'll come in there with you. Yeah, I'll come in there because you're my friend, because you went in first, and now I'm all scared because I know you're in there, and so I think I'm going to go ahead and come on in. Good boy, Oliver, load up. Come on. Yeah, so you just let him take his time. I'm not forcing him in any way whatsoever. I'm not leading him in here with a halter and lead rope. I'm not trying to tie him up. I'm just trying to take my time. And then the more you practice this, the easier it gets, obviously. And the thing is this is the safest way to train. Okay, so if you are a 60-year-old plus lady or gentleman, and you want to get back into horses, and all of a sudden you find yourself with this big horse, and boy, you used to handle animals a lot when you were younger, but you just have to be a little more careful these days about possibly getting pulled off your feet, for example, if you have a halter and lead rope on this horse and they just suddenly decide they are not going to load. So this is positive reinforcement, how to load. Yeah, good boy. So I just wanted to go and see. I heard a bunch of gates opening and closing, and I wanted to go see. Good boy, good boy. Also, if your horse is looking at something and spooking at something, don't just jerk them away from that thing and try to get them to ignore it and pay attention to you. I mean, if you're actually their friend, the way you're going to handle that is you're going to look at what they are afraid of and be like, hey, are you okay? Is there a problem? And if there is, then you're going to acknowledge that and build trust with them. And if there's not, then you just have the opportunity to reward them. And so this is, oh, what are you doing? You told him not to come in the trailer with me? Oh, no wonder he wouldn't come in the trailer. He says, oh, I would rather stand here and get blooded. Oh, can you put me? Yeah, does we? So the most important thing about, again, positive reinforcement training is you don't make a horse do something that they don't have to do at that moment. Okay, so most of us, we go out to the barn and we have this ego-driven intention of, okay, today I'm going to ride and meet up with my pal, and we're going to go down the road and have a great ride. And for some of you, that may be great. I hope that for most of you that is great and that you were able to do that. You're just able to just like go out and put a halter on and put a saddle on and throw your horse in the trailer and go for the most amazing trail rides. Go for the most amazing trail rides ever. But I would say that for most people, that's really not the case. There's going to be some kind of problem somewhere in there, whether it's catching him in the first place, whether it's picking up their feet for grooming, whether it's standing tied, whether it's getting in the trailer, like where we are with Oliver right here, right? And that's fine, right? Because if you just take the time it takes and you work through it with them and regularly, then you're never going to have to worry about damaging your relationship with them, and your training is actually going to go faster. So your choices are to spend 5 minutes here kind of slow and petting and talking and asking instead of telling him to get into the horse trailer. And good boy, good boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. I bet you if you come in, he'll come in. Good boy.
The walls aren't going to hit you like that.
Okay, so now we have other horses around behind him, causing a distraction, and notice his head's way above the line, and that's fine. So again, because with positive reinforcement, trailer loading, you're going to take your time, because it is so not worth it for me to put a halter and leader up on him and drag him in here. Is it possible that I could do that? Yes. Do I have the physical capability of accomplishing that? Absolutely. Good boy, but I didn't even need to, and I just want to note it took 6 minutes and 58 seconds to load this horse safely and without stress, and that is the beauty of positive reinforcement. So the next time you are seeing a post on social media that says you should follow this R+ person, and if you really love horses, then I highly suggest that you check them out, and keep in mind that all these other methods, if they don't say they're R+, or that they're actual professional animal trainers, they're nobody that you want to listen to. Good boy, back it up. Good boy, very nice, back. Very nice. Good boy, back up. So on that note, I'm Dr. Q, here to help you have the most amazing relationship with all the animals in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have questions about positive reinforcement, what it actually really is or isn't, or how to use it, or any other things that I haven't explained to convince you that it's the only way you should ever do anything from now on, please drop it in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you right here next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you.